Hachiko, A Dog Story was released in 2009. It was directed by Lasse Hallström, I don't know how to pronounce the second name, and is based on the true Japanese story. It's about a dog named Hachi who gets shipped from Japan to America and comes across a guy named Parker, and Parker and Hachi form a powerful bond, but sadly these moments don't last forever. So, Hachiko, A Dog Story, or Hachi, A Dog's Tale as it's called in some areas, is a film I never heard of or didn't even know exist. I didn't even know it was based on a true story. I saw a video on Instagram on how dogs really care about their owners and how they'll never forget about them. And someone mentioned Hachi being a movie that makes you cry like rivers. Did some research, got some curiosity, so I gave the film a watch. How is the movie? It is a beautiful, emotional roller coaster of a film. This film is wonderful. It is a lovely film with a lovely story. The story is so heartfelt. It's got a ton of heart. It's emotional. It's got some funny moments. It's a real emotional movie. It's sad. It's happy. It's wonderful. It's a lovely film altogether. It made me cry, and I the true story was is that a dog had in Japan had an unbreakable bond with an owner, and then sadly the owner passed away, but the dog waited on the train station for the next 9 years of his life to wait for him, but then the dog sadly passed away himself, which is a very sad true story, and it's really heartbreaking. And the movie, I think, follows the true story very well. I know there's a Japanese version of the film, and I believe there's another version of the English film of this, but I don't know. I know for a fact there was a Japanese film made of it, but this one is so wonderful. It is so lovely. I kid you not, the end of the movie had me tears and all choked up. In fact, had so much of an impact on me. It hit me so much that it distracted me from sleeping without feeling upset. Because, oh my god, the ending is just beautiful. It is the best part of the entire film. I watched this movie with my mother, and she also thought it was very good and very sad ending, although she thought the movie was a little slow at first. And yeah, I can kind of see where she's coming from. I do think the stuff like with the family, like with the daughter getting married, well, it's nice. It's just kind of generic, and that's not bad. Don't get me wrong; it's very nice, but I think it's because it's more about the movie's more about the bond between Parker and Hachi, and that's the real heart of the film. It's not about, a bunch of people getting married. It's more about, the dog and the human. And I think that's where the movie it's the story's charm. It's got the heart, and the bond is just wonderful to watch. It's beautiful, on all honesty. The acting's very good. It's pretty nice. It's everyone did a great job performing their characters, in my opinion. Even the dog. Thank God he's not trained, because honestly, you can tell by looking at this film that it's a lower budget than Call of the Wild. And Call of the Wild had a low budget, but I mean, it's now making me just wonder why. How come Call of the Wild just couldn't get a trained dog, and now it's just, I don't know. It's just making me, think that why couldn't Call of the Wild have a real dog, which kind of sucks for Call of the Wild, but it was still a good film. But like I said, the acting's good. The dog was very good. He shows a lot of expressions and emotions. That was wonderful. Hachi is so cute and is an adorable, lovable main character, and you feel so bad for him in the second half, and he's hands down the heart of the film. The humans are good too. Parker, his family, and the people at the train station, they're pretty good, and I enjoyed watching them, and they're well acted, and the friendship between Parker and Hachi is so powerful and heartfelt. So yeah, the characters are all pretty good. The music's great. It's very soothing. It really fits with the emotional moments of the film. It really makes me heartbreak, especially towards the end. It's just the soundtrack's really good. It's soothing. It fits the tone. Like I said, it's very heartwarming and emotional to listen to. Along with the rest of the film, it's just one big happy first half, but then sad second half, and a really emotional sad happy ending. It's a happy ending at the same time, but it's a really heartbreaking one as well. And it's one of the saddest films out there. Despite some nitpicks, this is such a beautiful movie. It's got a ton of heart, great message, along with some great acting and characters. It also delivers a lovely storyline based on a tragic true story, and my god, the ending had me in tears. This is one of the saddest movies out there, and I really enjoyed watching it, even if it did, make me upset. I'm gonna give Hachiko, A Dog Story a 10 out of 10. So yeah, uh, this is a beautiful movie. Like I said, it's a wonderful film. I don't know if I'd watch it again though. It's just it is. it is quite sad. It's a now don't get me wrong, it's a lovely film. It's a very good movie. It's just kind of heartbreaking to watch, and it did, make me cry. I mean, believe me, I was choked up by the end of it, and it's just it just makes me sad. The film, it's very, very, very emotional, and I felt bad by the end of it, but I felt happy at the same time because it had a satisfying ending, but it was also just really, like I said before, it's just very, very, very emotional. If you give the film a watch, which I highly recommend you do, you'll cry. The ending is beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. It's wonderful. It's lovely, and I highly recommend it. It's a film for the family. It's got a great message of how you'll never forget your loved ones, and that you'll always be loved them, and that your loved ones will always love you even if they aren't with you today. They will still, be looking after you from from heaven, and I love the message of the film. It's wonderful, and I like the bookend too, at the beginning and the end. It's a nice little bookend. It's just a lovely film altogether. It's a very well delivered film. So yeah, that's it for my review of Hachi, a dog story, or Hachiko, a dog's tale, or no, whatever. But but it's so overall, I think it's a great film, and I highly recommend it. It's very sad though, and to be honest, I can't really see myself watching it again. But it's a lovely little film. I highly recommend it, and it's based on a true story, so that made it even more sad. So alright guys, so have you seen this film before? Do you want to see it? Let me know. Let me know what you think of it. And until then guys, stay tuned for my next video and whatever that will be. Until then guys, goodbye everyone and skadoosh.